Heyo, everybody. I am alone in my hotel room and I can go ahead and start recording and podcasting. Good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon, good day to you. Welcome to A Ghost Girls podcast with your host, Missy K. Clark McGinnis. How you doing? How are you doing? And I'm going to give you on this nice Christmas Hanukkah season. It's the 5th night of Hanukkah, a week out from Christmas, actually 6 days out from Christmas. And I'm going to go ahead and play you a little bit of ditty little tune here. Look at this. You got some music of a little app that I got called, if you're familiar, in one of the app games that's a bingo game, and the Parker Brothers game called Monopoly. Yeah, and I'm talking over it because I'm trying not to get myself too much in copyright infringement and all this other stupid crap on this damn platform. But anyway, welcome everybody. Thanks so much for being here. Let's see. Today's December 19, 2025, and I'm going to give you a little brief, well, not brief story. Keep it as tight as I can anyway. So, 25 years ago for me, today, I got sacked unceremoniously 6 days from Christmas. Okay, by a supposed Christian of the same church we were part of. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, kids. Now I understand where my uncle, God rest his soul, who used to drive cabs to and from people picking up on people on area airports in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, sometimes as far away as Delaware and Maryland, okay? So he was the Uber and the Lyft and the ride share before ride share was a thing. God bless you. God bless your soul. Rest your soul, Charles Julian Briggs. Baby doll, I love you all day, all night. Yeah. Now, every fare he picked up would always be about, oh, I love Jesus, I love the Lord, let's put on some Christian music, hallelujah, do the whole revival thing, right? And every fare he got to me in the rear view, to me, I'm bringing up to him, hey, dude, what about maybe some, couldn't you just believe a few Christians now and again? Couldn't you just believe, that kind of thing? So from my perspective, I thought he was wrong about the whole thing about church and God and Christ and the whole bit. From his perspective, I didn't see it in that. If I'm kind of like, if y'all are familiar with the series 600 Pound Life and, all those people going in looking for help with Dr. Now, if he's heard it one time, he's heard it 50 times. And I would parrot the same things religiously to my uncle that those backseat fares had been doing for him all this time. No wonder he smiled at me politely. No wonder he smiled at me almost patronizingly, almost like, you don't get it. You have no clue, kid. You just, what? Okay, now, on the eve of my 60th birthday, which will be in June, Uncle Charlie, Lord, dude, you were so beyond, you called it. You called it. Aunt Helene, Uncle Jim, Granny, Nana, Aunt Edna, Daddy, Ma, Maurice, y'all called it. Y'all called it. I'm seeing it now. Oh, my sweet. Wow. I'm seeing it now. I'm so seeing it now. And like with Dr. Now, dealing with all of the patients, and you've seen all these people parading before Dr. Now, and they'll tell them every other story under the sun but the ones following the protein, no carbs, protein, vegetables. It's not rocket science. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. And not to try to mix metaphors or mix analogies or whatever. He's driving them home to his fair or whatever. Oh, yeah, the Lord got us here safely. You need to pray with me, Charles, to make sure that, thank God that we got us here safely. Charlie's looking at him like, okay, well, why don't you pray when you get inside and I'll pray as I'm driving away and we're both praying together. How about that? Well, why can't we pray together? Maybe because your family wants you inside and they're waiting for you, and I got another fare to pick up. So, thank you for thinking of me, but I really got to get going. You have my word. I will pray on the way back over the Throg's Neck. I promise you. Oh my good God, this guy. Yeah, and now I'm looking back. I'm like, Uncle Charles. Oh, I take back every nasty thing I said about you and not believing in Jesus. I do. I take it back in spades. Okay? Jump ahead. Why I got sacked 6 days before Christmas. Sacked 6 days before, because as you've heard me in this podcast, people, I'm loud, I'm boisterous. I make no bones about it, okay? So, this is right around the time, actually. What time is it that I'm looking at? Eastern time here? Yeah, 5 minutes out from being sacked 25 years ago today. December 2000. December 2000, okay? Listen to the Bob Grant Show. I was working as a legal assistant downtown Manhattan, 277 Broadway, all right? 4:30, Bob Grant radio show, Bob Grant rest his soul. This attorney was an immigration attorney, and the talk show host I was listening to had a whole lot of problem with all these H-1Bs coming in the country, and a whole lot of people coming in from Egypt and Africa and Morocco and Sudan and Libya and Somalia and brown in America. And I'm no racist under way, shape, matter, or form, but legal immigration must stop. And it's, thank you, Trump, you're pausing it. But this particular attorney was working the immigration angle. And he saw his chance and took it. Fed money all day, every day. Was rolling in there, as much as Bob Grant was ragging on no more immigrants. They're taking jobs away from Americans, taking everything from Americans that they can get on their feet. I agree. But this attorney, on the other hand, evidently, he was getting a little conviction. He was getting little shoots pushed under the fingernails of conviction there, because he knew what he was doing was wrong and continued to do it anyway. So, with the reminder daily that I'm listening to the radio talk quiet, what have you. And he's going back and forth. Oh, I need to get in this desk. Or I need to get here. I need to get here. I'm like, he's suddenly ticking up. He needs to be at the desk. And that was my desk. And he's like, well, I paid for it. I'm thinking, not really. You paid for it on a credit card, which is, you're putting yourself more in the debt. But all right. Shoot back a couple of months when I'm first hired. His wife calls up, bigot as all hell, ladies and gentlemen. Prejudiced, bigot, racist. Okay, you got your prerogative to be a bigot, prejudiced, racist. Knock yourself out. Don't drop the N hard R word on me. No. I don't have a problem with words. You've heard on this podcast, ladies and gentlemen, that's not how I do. This one, highfalutin, called me several times. Hard R. Yes, she did. I confronted her on it. Now, what did she do? Honey, do you need to know that your help at the office confronted me on my calling her the hard RN? I don't appreciate your help. Thank you. And it also didn't help. Her name was Jennifer. And if you also listen enough to this podcast, ladies and gentlemen, names like Jennifer and I are like 2 and 21. We have we are like oil and water. We are immiscible. Okay? And she was pregnant. Oh, yeah. So you dealing with a woman, bad enough. You dealing with a pregnant woman. Oh, Lord Almighty God. So I'm being sensitive. Okay? Now that I'm around the time my daughter was under 4. And so I had a child of my own, and I knew, I had 2 children at that point. My daughter was not even 9. My son wasn't even 3. And I'm like, okay, just offering suggestion after suggestion. She wanted me to take these typing classes. I said, no, it's going to be non-conducive to your budget. Then I suggested, okay, look into the lighthouse for the blind. I can use modification software. He can take his keyboard. I can take mine. We can compromise. No, ladies and gentlemen. This was about control. No more, no less. She wanted me to kowtow under her way of doing things, and I wouldn't do it. In the guise of, honey, she's too loud. Okay, now I'm too loud. When I was hired, you didn't have a problem with my being loud. Suddenly, you got a problem with my being loud. Okay. Love the 180, people. Truly. So he decides, and now it's been on our anniversary time, because let me clear this screen. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now officially the time in which yours truly was sacked from 277 Broadway, okay? Not 6 days out from Christmas. It is now, and I'm waiting for the clock to turn to 4:30. So here's the situation, okay? His excuse for sacking me, oh, you stole from petty cash. No, I did not. You said I can take from petty cash. I was staying here late. I could get dinner, take it from the petty cash box, and get yourself coffee to get yourself home. Back in the day, that was a MetroCard, okay? And it still is to this day. I was like, okay, sure. So I got myself some sushi. I got my coffee at home. And this was Monday night. Now it is 4:30. And he decided, calls me in the office at 4:15. And 4:30 cuts me the check. And I'm at my final check. And I'm like, now what am I supposed to do for rent? He's like, well, it looks like that's your problem. That's not my problem. Excuse me, sir. You just got done sacking me unceremoniously. One, because your wife is a bitch. And a bigot bitch at that. Two, bigot toward my ethnicity, which is Black Latina, with albinism, and you better be glad I don't sue your sorry behind for discrimination on that. But that's another topic for another time. 3, sir, my husband's check this check was going toward rent, or his other check was going toward Christmas presents for the kids. Now what do I do? Well, that looks like a you problem, not a me problem. Oh, okay. Yeah. Supposed follower of Jesus Christ throwing my butt unceremoniously in the street. 6 days out from Christmas. Oh, yeah. So I went back, told my husband, automatically it lands on Missy, what did you do? I didn't do anything in this case. Oh, no, this was not me. This was not me. The other assistants that saw that, but his problem was the other assistants that was working in the office with me. Yeah. One was an assistant to a state circuit judge, and another one, the state appellate judge, and another one was the legal assistant to I forgot what, like a state Supreme Court judge or something like that, but they were all banked down in near or around 26 Federal Plaza, okay, because that's where a lot of legal hub activity was in New York City was then. So they saw me unceremoniously get sacked by this guy. All he was a small-time immigration lawyer, okay? Well, those two also had kids. Those two were single mothers. Those two saw what I was going through. Those two were not having it. Oh, yeah. Tina and Renee, chef's kiss. Ladies, wherever you happen to be in this great, big, beautiful cosmos, where this great, big, beautiful marble, third rock from the sun happens to be sitting on, sweethearts, on this lovely Christmas of 2025, y'all, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to your hearts. Coming to my defense, ladies. You did. Tuesday night. They didn't, because they'd already been gone. They saw it and they were like, call me when you settle down. Just call me. I was livid. They were like, Missy, don't worry about it. We got you. Don't worry about it. They weren't wrong. My husband tells the people at his school what happened to me. People rallied the troops, unlike what's going on today. Okay? They rallied the troops. Got us 2 people. Big garbage lawn bags. Landscaping lawn bags. Okay? They got us 2 massive lawn bags. One bag was chock full of clothes. Another bag chock full of toys. Brimming with How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and that was when the live action Jim Carrey movie was coming out. SpongeBob stuff, Dora the Explorer stuff, you name it. It was toys upon toys upon toys, clothes of every size. Hey, let your kids pick what fits them. Let your kids pick what toys they want. Give the rest away. I was like, oh my God. People brought over food. People brought over clothes. People brought over toys. Yeah, let this music play for a little bit. People brought it. And we had so much stuff. I said to my family at the time, well, next time we go to service, next time we go to church service, we're taking what we didn't have, we're giving this away. Sure enough, half the bags were empty, but it was still a decent haul of a bag. Brand new Nikes, brand new, what was the clothes back in the, I don't even know what, FUBU, I think For Us, By Us, back in the day, the clothes back then, Adidas stuff, Nike stuff, Reebok stuff, Under Armour stuff, you name it. I mean, name brand and no name brand, it didn't matter. It did not matter. These people rallied the troops and got us 2 big lawn bags of this shit. Really, y'all. So we got on the train, and my husband was like, at the time, he was like, what are we going to do? I'm like, watch. So I cleared my throat, and it's like, ladies and gentlemen, I don't mean to bother you on this train. I know how it is in New York City. But I unceremoniously got fired from an assistant's job this past week. And my husband's people rallied the troops, and we ended up with extra clothes and toys we've got here. Whoever needs, come and get it. Merry Christmas. That whole car stood up and came over and said, what you got, what you got, what you got, what you got? I'm like, sure, take this. Sure, take this. Sure, I'm playing Santa Claus. Here, take this, take it, take it, take it, take it. Pair of Nikes, ladies and gentlemen. No shit. I held up a pair of Nikes. One woman was like, give me. I'm like, sure, come and get it. She comes pushing through people to come get it. And I'm like, who didn't get? Who didn't get? And by that point, who didn't get? Do you want? I go through the whole train, okay? Go through the entirety of the train. I come back with that bag empty. Both bags, ladies and gentlemen, empty. The woman that was holding the Nikes, she's sitting there in tears. But I'm like, no, please don't cry. Please, because I'm a sympathy crier. Don't make me cry. Please don't. Please don't. I mean, I'm already pissed enough as this. She's like, no, honey, you don't understand. These are the shoes that was sold out for this. She had 2 boys. These are and she pointed to the oldest one, and she gave the shoes to the oldest kid, and she was crying and he was crying. He said he could not tell me thank you enough. He hugged me so tight. He hugged me so tight. He hugged me so tight, y'all. I started crying like I'm doing now. And his mother was like, no, sweetheart, you don't understand. These were the last pair. He wanted these. These what you're holding, what he's holding right now, he wanted these. But I didn't have enough money to get them for the both. I had to get his younger brother's shoes. And he said he was going to wait until after the new year when the sales kicked in, because that's when the Greek Orthodox Christmas comes in. You know what I mean? So Christmas is like You know what I'm saying, kids? So she said, thank you. Now I have enough money to get him his shoes and another gift that both of them wanted together rather than them waiting. And I'm like, you see, this is where Creator God, Source God, the one that knit you and me together, and I being the one, capital T, capital O. Y'all, this is where the one knitting you and me together, the one that put the split between, between your cheeks, not the cheeks that cover you on the pants, not the cheeks on your face. That when these people said what they said to me, it was so worth it. I mean, this guy still was going to get ripped a new one by me. You know what I'm saying? When he got back from his vacation, which happened on the New Year's Eve of that same year. New Year's Eve day on a Sunday that same year. But the fact is, talk about acting like a Scrooge 6 days out from Christmas. And people rallied the troops for yours truly. And the money that was going to go toward both gifts and the kids' clothes and whatnot, now we didn't need to. We made rent. And we had enough the following week, the budget out until I found something new. And the point was too, ladies and gentlemen, what happened to the dude that sacked me? Okay. When you sack other people, when you're in the law establishment, and you know how unceremoniously and unscrupulous lawyers are. Y'all don't need me to tell you. Okay? The line is Shawshank. 6 words. Didn't do it. Lawyer fuck me. Get it? So, exactly. So the assistants told their bosses what happened to me. I was not allowed back on the premises January 1, 2001. Okay, and you knew what happened that year. January 1, 2001, after he's all nice and tanned and relaxed and set back and ready to groove and back into the work and the holidays are over, New Year's Day, he was closed. January 2, 2001, he rolls into that same office. The Tuesday before when he decided he was going to unceremoniously sack my butt. Okay, no, wait a minute. Sunday was New Year's Eve, Monday, January 1, Tuesday, January 2. Yeah. 2 weeks after he decided, 2 weeks after he sacked my butt unceremoniously, he gets a notice from the building landlord. We have it on authority that you unceremoniously fired an employee 6 days before Christmas, and we really don't think that kind of attitude is conducive to the building's overall environment and ambiance. So, you're just going to have to find another place to relocate to come the end of this month. Very truly yours. Wonderful. Hope you had a lovely holiday and exciting new year. Building management of 277 Broadway, New York, New York. Homeboy had to vacate the premises. Homie got the lawyer that sacked me had to vacate the premises in under a month, courtesy of the assistants that ratted him out. They didn't rat him out. No. And they didn't snitch either. They were canaries, ladies and gentlemen, on my behalf. Why? You don't do that to nobody. I don't care what your bottom line is. This is why we're here today, ladies and gentlemen. Like one of the women, the receptionist, the late receptionist who used to work at the Hall of Science, God rest her soul, she said, Dorothy Stovall, God rest her soul, she said, when the head of the fish stinks, the whole fish stinks. If the head of the fish stinks, the whole fish is rotted on the inside out. Don't even bother with the tail. It stinks too. And you know something, kids? She wasn't wrong. She was not wrong. Now, fast forward 25 years later. Now my husband comes in rolling in. Yeah, we come to find out we're getting overtime next year, but we got to earn our vacation days. We're getting personal and work. We're getting personal and sick. We don't get vacation unless we earn it. Now, earning a vacation, that's fine. Whatever happened to giving them? What the hell? Corporate wit Ebenezer Scrooge on steroids, y'all. On steroids, people. And yet one day out of the year, you can't let up. You can't let up. Then the night I'm sacked. Okay? Everybody in the free world in that church group I was part of, blame Missy first, ask questions later. Oh, yes. And I'm like, I was not that loud. I toned it down. I sure did. But he used it against me. Because 2 different times, he had a couple of clients where he didn't want to have anymore. Couple of times, I had to get loud with those clients to get them out his office. He loved it when I turned loud on them, but it was too loud for the office in general. Oh, really? The 2 other the office mates you were sharing rent space with didn't seem to have a problem with it. Now, why the hell did you? Here. No. You know what this is about, ladies and gentlemen? This was driven by the bigot wife using my boisterousness, my natural being loud and talkative and what have you, as weight to throw more weight behind. That's what that scarecrow was doing. No. In no way, shape, matter, or form am I putting up with that kind of mess. Okay? No way. So, yeah. On this, yeah, 25 years ago today. And would you expect me in a motel room 25 years hence after that? No. But I took the attitude of, okay, all right, God, all right, you brought me here, you'll get me through it. And so too will this hotel room be the same particular, for instance. You will get me through this. He will get me through this. Okay? And on that note, thank you guys for listening. I don't know what my regular recording schedule will be. I'm really trying to be consistent in building up this particular channel. Excuse me for tapering out on the music. I just want to see where I was in the recording. Here we go. Not that bad. And yeah. So go ahead. Let's put our music right back on, shall we? We shall. And yeah, I really got to get an engineering studio. Sound engineering anyway. Hang on one moment. All right, wait. Yeah. Oh, that's a little better. Okay. And we will end on a lovely musical note. Little housekeeping things before we sign out for the day. ghosthawke@gmail. ghosthawke@gmail. It's a lot easier than just, doing the YouTube super thanks and growing this channel, because these bums like tax take 30% right off the top from the beginning. And no. So right now, just only donations through PayPal. I'm getting set up with Buy Me a Coffee. I'm definitely keeping the podcast name. I'm not trying to rebrand, but I'm also trying to settle in because I'm all over the place with you guys. I do appreciate that, and I do understand that, and I do know that. But I've never been one to settle on one name that I can live with. It's kind of like picking a tattoo. You just can't pick. It's kind of like picking out a tattoo. You got to live with it for the rest of your life. So you better pick one you're going to be able to live with. And yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. So when I'm going regarding names, that's what I mean. And Ghost Talk was just the one that happened to roll out. So, and I'm trying to keep it consistent with the podcast name, the email name, the whole thing. And I'm not trying to, speaking of ghosts, y'all notice all the things of now coming out. Ghost this, ghosting that, ghosted the other, de-ghosted, ghosted, in-ghosted, out-ghosted. I mean, God. When did ghosts get into the vernacular? What the? Okay. But anyhow, yeah, Ghosthawke. Hawke. Matches my last name. Sounds like Tony, but no E on his. At Gmail. GHOSTHAWKE at gmail.com. Mailing address 950 Eisenhower Boulevard, Unit 142, Harrisburg, PA 17111 US. Okay? No donation is too big or too small. You want to go ahead and farm $1 million my way? Hey, believe me when I tell you, I will put the money to good use. Okay? And thank you again for being here. I love you all beyond measure. And Merry Christmas. If I don't see you anytime soon, happy 5th night of Hanukkah, if that's what you do. Happy New Year. We'll see you again in 2026, and let's be friends again in 2026, because it's supposed to get crazy next year. And so, yeah. If you behave yourselves, be good, be nice, don't kill each other, and we'll talk soon, okay? Take care, kids. Ghosthawke out. Missy K. Clark McGinnis out. And Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. And all that good stuff there. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Let me go find my thing here. You'd think I'd be able to record it, but... Okay. And Ghosthawke? She is out. Later, y'all.